We're going to learn to solve absolute value equations where there's an absolute value on both sides. So when you see this, there's an absolute value equals another absolute value. You really just start the same as you normally would, where you break it up into two different equations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one side be the answer where I do this as a positive and as a negative. So I have 3x minus 4 equals a positive x. And then just like in our more basic ones, I need it to equal a negative of the answer, so a negative x. That's the hardest part. From there, you solve it just like you would a multi-step equation, where we try to get the variables on the same side and isolate the variable. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get the variables on the same side, so we're going to go ahead and subtract the 3x to move it over. So I have negative 4 equals x minus 3x is negative 2x. Now I'll divide by negative 2. Negative 4 divided by negative 2 is positive 2. So one of my solutions potentially is 2. Alright, so now let's work on solving the right-hand side. So we're going to once again move the 3x by subtracting it. So 3x minus 3x is 0. So you have negative 4 equals negative x minus 3x. That's like taking negative 1 minus 3. Is negative 4x. Now we divide by negative 4, and we get an answer of 1. So those are our two potential answers. Now, why I say it's two potential answers is because anytime you have a variable on both sides of an absolute value equation, you have to check your answers. You could have what is called extraneous solutions. And those are solutions that when you go back and plug it in, do not check out. So we need to take both of our answers here and plug them in and check them. So what we're going to do is we have the absolute value of 3x minus 4 equals the absolute value of x. So I'm going to take my first answer, which was 2, and I'm going to plug it in everywhere I see an x. So I'm going to have 3, and then instead of x, I have times 2 minus 4 inside absolute values. And then the other side, I have absolute value of 2. So this is 6 right here minus 4. 6 minus 4 is 2, still in absolute values. Now the absolute value of 2 is 2. Remember, it moves it to a positive if it isn't already. And here the absolute value of 2 is 2. 2 does equal 2, so this one checks out. Let's try the other one. So we have 3 times 1 minus 4 inside the absolute value, and then over here we have the absolute value of 1. What I did was put 1 in for this x and 1 in for this x. And the reason I'm plugging in 1 is because that's this answer right here, and I need to check it. 3 times 1 is 3, minus 4 is negative 1. It's still in absolute values. The absolute value of negative 1 is 1, and over here the absolute value of positive 1 is 1. They both check out. So that is that they both are solutions 2 and 1. So when you need to check for extraneous solutions is when it's an absolute value problem and there's a variable on both sides of the equal sign. This problem you're going to set up the same way. It's an absolute value equation with a variable on both sides. Even though there's not absolute values here, it's still going to work the same way. So we're going to have 2x plus 12 equals 4x, and 2x plus 12 equals negative 4x. Go ahead and solve both sides and see what your potential solutions are. Alright, so you would have subtracted the 2x and had 12 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2, and we get x equals 6. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to subtract the 2x to join this side. So I have 12 equals negative 4x minus 2x is negative 6x. Now divide by negative 6, and we get negative 2. So these are my two potential answers. One of these answers is an extraneous solution. Go ahead and plug them back in and check and tell me which one is extraneous. Hopefully you found out that negative 2 was the extraneous solution. Let's see why. When you plug in 6 where x is, and here you get 2 times 6 is 12, plus 12 is 24. 4 times 6 is 24. The absolute value of 24 is 24. So this one checks out. This one, when you plug in negative 2 for x. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Plus 12 is 8. The absolute value of 8 is 8. But on this side, 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So 8 does not equal negative 8. Therefore, this one is extraneous. So our only solution would actually be x equals 6. Now, sometimes an absolute value equation can have both answers be perfectly fine. One answer can be extraneous, and occasionally both answers will be extraneous, which means it has no solution. How you know you need to check is when there is an absolute value equation with a variable on both sides of the equal sign. Go ahead and try to solve example B. All right, I set it up. X plus 8 equals 3x, and x plus 8 equals negative 3x. Then when solving, I'm going to subtract the x from both sides. 3x minus x is 2x. I'll divide by 2 on both sides, and one of my answers is 4. On this side, I will subtract the x, so I have the 8 remaining. Negative 3x minus x is negative 4x. Divide by negative 4, and I get x equals negative 2. Now when you go to check them back in, I'm going to start with 4 and plug it in. 4 plus 8 is 12, and the absolute value of 12 is 12. On the right side, 3 times 4 is 12. So it does check out. Let's try plugging in negative 2. Negative 2 plus 8 is 6. The absolute value of 6 is 6. But on the right side, we have to plug in negative 2. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. And negative 6 and 6 are not equal. Therefore, that answer is extraneous. So the only answer you actually get for this problem is x equals 4.